Hey, this is Rich with Sue Get Rich. We are RV tour ambassadors with Fantasy RV Travel. They facilitate pre-planned RV vacations throughout the United States and abroad. They arrange for your campgrounds, routes between campgrounds, excursions, food, everything you could think of, so where you just need to show up and have a good time with your RV. If you haven't heard of them, check them out at fantasyrvtours.com. Have any questions or want the best discounts you can, contact us at suegetrich@gmail.com. So we're preparing for this upcoming tour season, and today we're going to check out SoftStartRV for your air conditioners. They claim to reduce the amp draw on startup by 60 to 70%. We're going to not really do an install video, there's plenty of those around, but what we're going to do is test the performance after the install and show you some numbers so you can make a decision for yourself. Stay tuned. All right, so here is our baseline. I'm going to turn on both ACs. We're connected to 50 amp without any soft start install and track the amp draw. So I'm going to turn on each air conditioner, go to the power setting, and watch the different lines. As you can see, we're connected to 50 amp. There goes the first air conditioner. Compressor kicks in, went up to 19 amps. Or that's the fan, I guess. And there goes the second one. 1 amp. Compressor kicks in up to 13 amps. So they spike at 13 and then level off at 9 amps. So they're both cooling. The front one is at high and the rear one is at low. All right, I just finished the install on the first SoftStartRV. My model is the 1976. There's 743, and compared to other models or installs I've seen online, this one seems fairly compact. I've seen others where they were able to install their soft start right by the compressor. I have no room there, so I put it on the opposite side, and I put some self-tapping screws in there. I opened up the top, made sure nothing important was behind it. They're short self-tapping screws. Ran the wires and zip tied them underneath to keep them out of the way of the fan. Also, this pass-through for the wires is very tight. I couldn't fit the SoftStartRV through there. So I went through the bottom here by these lines. There's some foam insulation I was able to move around. I put some electrical tape around the wires to help insulate them more, and then did all the hookups inside. I'm not going to review that. You've seen, there's plenty of videos to see online. The instructions are clear. I've tested it. All the lights came on the way they're supposed to on the soft start. So next we'll install the second AC unit and then do a test on the 50 amp, see the difference, and see how many we could run on 30 amp, and see if we could run one on 15 amp. Same 50 amp circuit. So I'm going to turn on each air conditioner, go to the power, same 50 amp circuit at my house, and see what the spikes are. There goes the first one, 4. Last time it went up to 19. Compressor only at 10. Almost half the amp draw. Let's see what the second line does. Should turn on any second now. There it goes, up to 4 for the fan. Compressor kicks in at 11, I think was a peak for a second, and then back down to 9. And let's let's see, yeah, they're both at high, and they're both running at about 9 to 10 amps, so close to half the draw without the soft start. Pretty impressive. Next test will be on a 30 amp circuit and a 15 amp circuit. Okay, so now we're at a campground. We are hooked up to the 30 amp power at the pedestal. In the past, we've never been able to run both air conditioners on 30 amp. So now with the SoftStartRV on, I'm going to turn on both air conditioners and see if we pop the circuit. We'll watch the amp draw as they get ready to go on. There goes the front one, the fan, and the compressor only goes up to 8 or 9 amps. And if the back one does the same, we should be well under the 30. There goes the back fan on. And the compressor goes up to 8 or 9, both running at the same time on 30 amp, drawing only 16, so there will be no issues running both ACs on a 30 amp pedestal power that we've never been able to do before. So the SoftStartRV works very well in this situation. Next we'll test the 15 amp with one air conditioner on. Okay, so the campground we're at doesn't have a 15 amp at the pedestal, it has a 20 amp. So we're at 20 amp. We're going to turn on the front AC and see if it fires up the compressor without popping the breaker. There goes the fan on line 1. And the compressor just kicked in, going up to 8 amps. And if you compare that to the amp pull we had before we put the soft start, the RV's, So the campground here has a 20 amp receptacle at the pedestal. We are successfully running our front AC on line 1, 20 amp, and it did not pop the breaker. So before we installed the SoftStartRV, we were definitely not able to run any ACs on anything under than 50 amps. So very impressed with the product. So in conclusion, does SoftStartRV work? Yes. We can run both ACs on 30 amp, never able to do that before. We could run one AC on 20 amp, never able to do that before. Very satisfied with the product, and I highly suggest it.